you a business owner who is a little time strapped and has a lot of tabs open, wondering which Kajabi template is right for your business, both from ease of use and what's going to actually help you get more conversions? I'm going to tackle that question and hopefully help you answer it by the end of this video. Let's get into it. And if you're new here, hey, I'm Danielle. I'm a positioning and funnel scaling strategist, helping businesses of all kinds be able to grow and scale their online business through Kajabi or whatever templates you have. So let's dive into now. You have, at least at this point, probably downloaded or selected your plan for Kajabi. If you're not quite sure yet which plan to get for the paid side, I have a separate video on that, completely going over the plans that are going to matter most and the features that are going to matter most to help your business, because not everyone needs all the features and needs to buy the highest price program and plan. We're going to go over that in a separate video, but let's just say at this point, you've also probably tried designing some of it on your own, and either you just realize I don't have the time to do all of this, especially if you're trying to create some type of funnel, because there's a lot of pages, a lot of tech behind it, or a place where you just want to have something to be more uniform. You want to be able to have something that has more of your brand colors without you having to try so hard. So let's go into, there are at this point in time a variety of ways and a variety of template shops that are helping out with really giving you a vast option of things to choose from for the Kajabi template side. But let me actually show you what is going to matter most for your business, depending on the type of offer you're creating, the audience you have, and also the price point. So the first thing to know about these templates is that they are really easy to use. Kajabi's made it really easy, thankfully, in this time and age, to be able to actually use the templates pretty quickly. And we're in a space now where you can find templates really everywhere, from Etsy, from people who are selling it on their own websites, to even now Kajabi in the last, I think, 6 months or so, actually has their own Kajabi template store. So there are a variety of things for you to choose from. And thankfully, the implementation process, once you actually get the template, is really simple. All you have to do is download the zip file that someone gives you after you purchase. Wait to the end, and I'll show you how to do that. It takes 2 seconds. Mini Danielle here. So I want to actually show you, I'm definitely someone who's also visual in this type of learning, so hopefully you are too. But the really cool thing about Kajabi is there are a variety of different ways and templates to get. So there are, and I thought it'd be easier to show you exactly what they're needed for. So there are things for products. So product templates is also a big one for a lot of people who are just wanting to basically have their entire infrastructure of the course or whatever they're trying to create already be done for them. So they just implement the content, maybe change some of the branding, but it's ready for you to go. So as you can see here, there is the new product, and that's where you'll be able to actually download and upload all the templates. But this is kind of what it looks like. So the products is really for those who are wanting to get a course and have it pre-made for you and ready to go. I really only recommend buying a products template like this, a course template, if you already have all of the lessons already created and you really just want something to kind of like dump into. But the cool thing about Kajabi is they've made it really easy now, I think, with products to not really need to have an entire template for. If you want to, if you found like a specific template that you're just like really gung-ho about and you really want to do, feel free to just do it. But in terms of just saving you money and like what's going to actually matter most in terms of use your dollars in the way that's going to be best possible, I would say products is one of the ones you could skip just because they have, and I think I'll show you here. And I'll actually show you. So inside of one of my courses for the Money Making Bullet Points, this is how it looks on the back end. So you can see here, there are the modules that show you all the lessons, and it's pretty easy to use. And the cool thing about Kajabi now is they do have certain pieces like AI integration, where once you tell them a little bit about the topic of your course, it actually helps to like pre-write the headings of a lot of your lesson names just to give you a starting point if you want to. And I just feel like for most people, and they also do have a variety of different templates you can choose. So obviously I've created these already from years ago. But if I do want to go into and want to customize it, I can actually go here to change the branding. And if you actually can tell, so if right here, this is the one that I'm using, the Momentum template, but this is where you'd install that like Kajabi template that is paid. And there's also different ways to change the template that you do have here. So this is like one of the other templates that I used to have. And then if I were to customize and add in, I can change the different kind of like structure and flow of how the course looks. So I think overall, if I were to be honest, I don't think products are really needed to create unless, again, you already have all of your content already set up for your course where you just want to just dump it in there and like have it be ready. But you're still going to have to write all the video lessons. Granted, you could use something like ChatGPT or something to help you write the like video lesson names and summaries. But for most people, I would say it's better use of your time on more of the marketing materials versus the delivery materials. It 100% yes does matter what your course looks like to the viewer. But I really believe for a lot of people, all it's really doing is giving you kind of like a couple of pretty things to add, but most of them are already set up in like the straightforward way that Kajabi gives you, to where it's not usually needed to create this unless you just have also a variety, like a lot of content built up. So that would say for the product side, I would probably skip. There aren't usually any templates that are going to be on the community side or podcast side at this time. There might be more as we grow on. But for most people, that's probably the main product template I see beyond website and page templates that are out there. So I wanted to quickly mention that. I'm going to move my face over here. Now let's go into, again, this is the sales tab. That's not going to have anything for us to have templates for. And something you might be surprised about is that Kajabi templates actually don't have email campaign templates that you can sell. So the thing about email campaign templates or like, email sequence templates, you can, buy the copy that you want to use and like the copy flow. But for the actual design of the emails, at this time, there is not a way to install email templates onto Kajabi. It's rather unfortunate, but I want to say that out there too, in case you were like wanting a certain design done for you, you'd probably need to hire someone or hire a designer or just take like hour to yourself in Canva to create the newsletter or the email style that you want. And then you can duplicate it and kind of have that be your own template in a way. But you have to build it out first. Unfortunately, the Kajabi doesn't allow you to kind of install email templates in this way. So quick heads up there. Now that we got over the product side, I do want to go over the reason why most people buy beyond the course templates is usually for the landing pages or for the website. So there is a distinct difference. So inside of, and I'm going to make myself a little bit moved over here. So as you can see here, there is the design, the website, and landing page. So the reason why it's set up a little bit differently, why it's segmented, is because they do have different functions. So as we go to website pages, you can see that these are the main pages that are shown to anyone if they go to these specific URLs. They are pre-built inside of Kajabi. You can customize the look of them, but they are something that's going to be there that you can't really change beyond the small features they allow you to do. So anything like the blog post, the 404 page, the thank you page, the store page, those things are built in Kajabi to where you can't really change too much about them. That's why they're kind of like when you see this blue thing, as it shows you here, cannot change the statuses of the system pages. And what that means is if we were to go over to landing right now, you can see here how there's published here and a draft here. That's what they mean by the status not being able to change. So if we were to go here and publish it, that would change the status of the page to where it's now published versus right now the current status is draft. And just for the ones that are in the main website, you cannot change the page. They're just there. You can change the design elements on them a little bit, but you can't really do anything to that degree. So when people are selling you website templates, so those are people who are selling you the multi-page, like the main page templates that are going to be your home page, your about page, like the main things that people do on a website, that's going to actually go on the landing page side. Because we can't change any of these, as you can see here, I can't really add any. And this is something too that depends on your plan as well. So most people are going to spend the most time on the landing page side. So what that means is when you are trying to get website templates, then you're going to have to install them one by one through here and click the upload template. So I'm going to actually I'm going to give you a little surprise and do the install template right here. So as you can tell on the landing page side, all you would do is click upload template. And by this point, you would already have your PDF up and have the zip file downloaded. And I'll show you in more detail how that'll be in a second. But I want to show you a quick surprise on like where to upload the template. But you would just click here. You would click my device wherever you have the zip file downloaded, and then you would press download. It would automatically go for you, and then you would have your brand new page. So I'll show you how it looks like from like literally start to stop from once you get the PDF people send, then afterwards. But if you are going to get a website template, you are going to have like 7 pages usually to install. And now the final things are going to be landing pages. Now landing pages can be really anything, as you can actually tell in case you don't know. On my actual website, this is my home page and it's on the landing page side. It's not on the website page. Because the cool thing about Kajabi is it does allow you to change the homepage of your website to a landing page. So a lot of people will have, if it's a really customized homepage, they'll have it inside of here. Also, a lot of people will have their landing pages and stuff as well inside of the landing page side. And it's usually where a lot of people house most of their pages. Obviously, I've been in here for years, so I have like 200 pages. But a lot of people just have their main landing pages that they have here and their website pages too. So now we went over like the main templates that there are. Let's go over what to look for in the templates you're going to choose. So if you were to buy templates today, I would recommend mostly getting ones that are going to help you to convert. Just be wary because even if you do buy website templates, like the entire 7-page stuff, it still means you have to write 7+ pages of copy. And if you are up to that, it's amazing. But for most people, I think where your money matters most is going to be in your marketing materials. And your website is kind of your marketing material, but for most people who are kind of like selling website templates, it's usually about the design versus the conversion copy and the actual like conversion focused lens that I have in my template shop. Just because even though I was a former website designer, I do believe in having a conversion focused lens on the copy and structure. So if you are going to buy a website template, please do if you want to, but just know that it might be more design focused and less conversion and like copy help as well. Now let's actually look at the templates out there. And we're now on Google. How crazy is that? So I just wanted to show you what it'll look like if you were to just type in Kajabi templates on Google, which you might have at this point. And you'll see there's a lot of different like sponsored ads up here for Etsy. And then if you scroll down, there is like the main Kajabi types. And there's also then going to be separate third party, like people who own their own template shops website as well. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because obviously you do have a variety of stuff, and there's also going to be sponsors from people who want you to go away from Kajabi. The reason why I think this is really interesting is because you have a variety of places to go. And for a lot of people, they'll have the same template shop, not always, but they'll have some templates in like most of these places. So I'll show you for my stuff just to make life a little bit easier for you. So I would say Etsy is probably one of the bigger places before Kajabi had its own template shop that really allowed you to be able to buy like Kajabi templates, because obviously they are keyword heavy. And Etsy's kind of known to be that place where you're going to buy a lot of like website or just like templates in general. Like you see a lot of those Canva templates, Squarespace templates, like anything that's like homemade or hand designed, both digitally and physically, is usually on Etsy. So there is going to be a few people on here, and I would actually say, so like I have mine under Page Designs by DK. I am apparently in the first section. Great. But what's really interesting is you can see here the difference what I talked about before, the different templates that are offered. So there's people like this, which is why it's so high, is that like website template, because they have like 9 pages in there or something, versus something that's like a standalone sales page, which is just like 1 page. It's going to be a little bit different in price points. So I'd say number one, obviously knowing that is going to be helpful for you to know what when your budget already is. If it is not, if it's under $100, then that probably takes you already out of website templates, and then focusing on the pages that matter. To me, the pages that matter are always going to be the pages that move the needle. So for people who have courses or memberships or something like that, a sales page is always going to be like number one. I'd also say a webinar page or landing page would also be the other one as well. If you were to like choose the main two to like buy, it'd be that. So if you can see here, there is a sales page templates from a variety of people. Obviously, you can look at which one's which. I would be a little bit weary as well. I mean, you look at mine and other people's too, about load times, because sometimes, again, when we focus more on design than in conversions, it can end up having really long website load times. And what that means is that if your sales page, takes 3, 5, 10 seconds to load, especially if you're doing paid ads or doing cold traffic, that extra few seconds can make the difference between someone actually staying on your page or clicking off. Because at the end of the day, people are skimmers. They really want to be able to at first just like see your page first and then do a deep dive later. And we have to allow them to do that. And the only way to do that is making sure that they actually get to your page first. So make sure if you're looking at some of the ones that have really like pretty but kind of complex coding, and the way to know that is just, if it looks visually like there is a lot of elements to it, the more elements you have, the more things the page has to load. It's not always a good thing, especially if you are wanting to make sure that people are getting to your page well. So again, this is going to show you a variety of stuff. You can obviously customize it by putting, like I told you before, the Kajabi template for the course, the product side, or for the sales page. That's like the luxury of Etsy. And then from there, like I would always obviously check the reviews, check to see the demos. It's a really great thing about any of these pages. If we go here, really in any of them, usually inside of the about product, you'll see that there is a demo page here. And it's really important for you to see, one, check the load time, and then two, also see how you like it. And a really cool hack, in case you're curious, is if we were to copy and paste this guy, and again, I'm showing you my stuff because mainly I want to make sure that I give other people's privacy to their own template shops. But I wanted to show you here. What's really interesting is, so you're seeing this on a desktop right now, but if you actually go to, if you're on Chrome, this might be different if you're on a different like website. If you go to more tools and then go to developer tools, it then allows you to see, oh, my face is in the way. It allows you to see what's going to look like on mobile. And that's really, really important because sometimes people don't optimize for mobile and it can look really janky. And it's also good for you to see how it's going to look because, again, so many people are, I would say more than half, are going to look at your website on mobile. So it's important to see how it looks there before you buy. Now that I showed you that, I'll go into the Kajabi template store. So this one's a little bit quicker just because I think it's pretty straightforward. This is on the actual template side of Kajabi. So you can see they've done a lot of build out since it first opened up. They have it based off of different landing pages, like I mentioned before, the sales page one, they have webinar ones, they have like entire funnel ones, which is just like multiple pages, the website I talked about, the product, and so forth. So again, this is where it depends on the most. One, what's your budget? Two, what's going to be the pages that are going to matter most for you right now. And that could be ones that you feel the most headache for, or if you just feel like you want to start with the ones that are going to like make the most bang. I would say sales pages, webinars, opt-ins, or depends on it, checkout pages. But I would say that's, again, a little bit easy for you to do depending on the type of code you're wanting to add on. And then from there you can build out, because I do think funnels are really helpful. But I also think there is some value in just having the sales pages alone. So like I showed you before, the Kajabi unfortunately is not as, I would say, visually pretty of the cover photos as the Etsy one. But there are still, like, some people still have it only as like the cover page from the demo site, which is fine. But because it's been relatively new, like this, I think opened up as of this video in the last year, so there's always going to be new developments. As you can see here, this is a similar page that I already have in Etsy, but I have here as well, just because different people are on different traffic sources, but I want to make it easy for people to find the thing that they need. So as you can tell, there is going to be a variety of different ones here. I'd say there's probably a little bit more option of like the prettier ones I've seen on here, but there's also great ones on Etsy as well. And then to show you for finally, the other option is people's like in-house template shops. This is actually on my website, danielleclem.com/store. But you can tell I have all of those pages already added on here as well, just because some people who are looking on my website first might find that before they find it on Etsy or Kajabi, since people who come on here, especially at Etsy, it's going to be more keyword. Like, they're going to be people who don't know who I am. People who are on here as well probably don't. But then people who are on my website, they might. So it's helpful to have it in multiple places just for people to have an easier time to join. But in terms of which ones I would choose for you, the consumer, you really can't go wrong. I think Etsy, Kajabi, or someone else's thing, for most people, it's going to be the same product. Like, this is the same product, the same pricing, the same demo, like everything's the same. It's just giving people more options of like places to find it and choose. So in terms of like which place to be, it's really up to your own desire. If you're already on Kajabi, you can find this on the like left-hand tab at the very bottom, and it'll be there for you to check out. If you're someone who likes Etsy more, or you prefer, Etsy also allows you to have like these mock-up videos and photos, so you have more option to see like how the images will, or how the pages will be viewed and how they look more. And then the template shop on people's website is really just an added thing there. Usually I would say the people who are doing it on their template or on their website, it's a little bit less of a transaction fee on their end. So the same price is going to be the same for you, but for them, they might get a little bit less than, I think Etsy is like 6% for the consumer. I think similar for, 10% for Kajabi, and then kind of like 3% because like normal credit card fees. So if you love the person and you want to help them, or like give them, it's the same amount for you, definitely go for their website first. It'll give them a little bit more kickback. But if you have the ability to find them on Etsy or Kajabi, it's really just personal preference. Now that I've given you a really big breakdown and all of like where to find the pages, what's going to matter most, I know you're probably thinking, well, still, which one do I choose? And the really great thing about this space is that you have a variety of things to choose from. If you really are design focused, you can find one that's design focused. If you're more conversion focused, I think right now the only shop that has more of that conversion focused added in there, especially if you're going to run ads or something like that, that is a good place to go. But I really recommend, in terms of budget, I think it's important to really think about what pages are going to move the needle most for you. And if you are wanting to have your entire website built out, you can still do that. If you want to have your entire course still built out, feel free. But at the end of the day, I believe in making sure that we choose things that are going to be best for, our money down the road and make our lives easier without just buying things for the sake of it being great or it being pretty. Because I, as a former website designer, made that mistake many, many times. And I think it's a really great thing to have a beautiful page, and you should have beautiful pages. And you still deserve to have the main focus, because you're a business owner, be conversions, be the customer focused page it's meant to be. Again, unfortunately, I can't make the decision for you because you know yourself best, you know what you want. Hopefully now at the end of this video, you feel a bit more clear on what pages to choose from, where to look, and also what to buy that's best for you. Now, in case you have bought it and you're here for the last 2 minutes and want to see how to quickly upload it in 2 clicks, let me show you how. Again, everyone's a little bit different in how their PDFs look or what they're giving you, but every person who is selling you a template in Kajabi will give you a zip file. For most people, the zip file is going to be in a Google Drive folder, but it might also be in a Dropbox or something like that for you to find. So all you're going to do is going to click here. This one was for my webinar page. So you're going to click here. It's going to ask you to open it up. And as you can see, this one is for my webinar page funnels. This is where I told you before they have the funnel element on the Kajabi templates where you have multiple pages. So it's the, opt-in page, sign up page, thank you page. So all I would do here, if I want to just do one for now, I would just press download. If you look at these little lines, that shows you it's a zip file. So that little icon there allows you to see it. And as you can see, it's now downloaded there. So now all I'm going to do is go to upload template, click my device, add that zip file that I just uploaded, give it a couple seconds, and then it'll refresh, installing your new template now. And then before you can count to maybe 10 seconds, you should be able to see it, and it'll auto load you into the new template. So now you can see how to then go through and edit it all. So if you want to go back now, you can go back over here, and you can see that this freshly new installed template is there for you to use on the landing page side. That's how it's going to look depending on which one you're going for, but the process is relatively the same no matter which template you choose, because to install it, it has to be a zip file. So hopefully that gives you more clarity on your post-purchase on how to create the template, and I'll see you in the next video.